What is up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to be recapping the Battle of the Bay Pro. This was the last show in the USA this year, so we won't have another pro show in the US until the Arnold Classic, which is going to be in March, and that lineup will be announced this Friday. I think they're going to have 10 to 12 girls in that lineup, but right now we're going to be recapping the top 5 of this show. I felt like it ran very well, had about 33 girls in it, and I felt like it was a solid top 5. It was a 1-point difference with the top 2 girls. But we're going to talk about why the girls placed the way they did, what are some things they can fix on, what can they improve on, and how they can just get better. So with that being said, let's go to our 5th place girl, Adriana. So she got 3rd in the last show she did. I think it was the Atlantic Coast. And I felt like her issues with that I saw was just like how she was posing and just getting into condition. But comparing from what she displayed here to what she did, it is a little better. She's pulling a vacuum just to hide her ab distension, but I do like the fact that she brought her arm down. It kind of had that like teacup pose, which that is outdated. That teacup pose, they don't want to see that anymore, especially Sandy. Better conditioning here, and I just think how she positions her feet really affects of how everything she poses is like. It's just little fixes she can do, but in the back, let me see from last time. Yeah, like I said, it's much better than last time. The lineup was much different. Hair's good. Just needs to match. Just needs to pose better. Just come in better condition. But this is much better than what she displayed before. And I just think that little fixes that she can do, obviously, is going to help her move up and do well in the next show. And obviously, certain shows with certain athletes, if you're going to display physique in a way that's presentable, it may not be awarded, and you may be docked down for that. But overall, great look that she brought with even some improvements here in this lineup. All right, next up in 4th, we had Hope Harper. I like this look. She has like a very pretty cute look to her. She's very snatched. While she does have a great front pose, I just feel like in her back is just kind of where she's missing it. She just needs to grow a little more, I think, in her physique. But what she brought here was well good. I like the blue suit on her. She did pink before, and I just said no pink with blonde hair. Let me see her in the back. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of she just needs a little more shoulders in her back and just conditioning in the back. If like she can match this front to the conditioning in her back, she would be moving up. I mean, the highest she's been is 3rd, and that was at the Hawaii Pro. But let me show you from Hawaii what she looked like. Hawaii. Here we go. Hawaii Classic. She was 3rd. Yeah, much better how she's posing here. She did come in a little more fuller. Just needs to, find a way to like match to get that fullness and just to balance out her physique. But she's got great shape. Let's see, here's her in the back. It just needs to come into better condition. I mean, the lighting here was harsh and it was humid in Hawaii versus here in San Francisco. But if she can get the condition and just to show her tie-ins and to show how and just come in a little more tighter, definitely could really help her out. But overall, she's had a great year, great season. I mean, that's something that she should be proud of, getting top 3 in her pro show. But I definitely think hitting that, peak, hitting that conditioning is definitely going to accentuate her and move her up. All right. In 3rd, here we go. We had China. So I had her as my front runner to win, and I was seeing her and 2nd place Rudy kind of swap places. And I do feel like she brought a good physique. I just think maybe for her and how she poses is very well. I do like this green suit on her. She did fix her makeup. Maybe I don't know what her feedback was from Sandy. I'd like to hear from what she says. But if I look at how she looked here, and then I'm going to pull up Jessica, it's pretty even in the front. But I felt like maybe Jessica had more quad that kind of helped her take the win. Because if I turn them from the back here, Let me see. Here we go. Conditioning's good. I mean, she doesn't have a problem with conditioning. I just think just a little more quad here could really help her, because if you just look at how Jessica has a little more here, and then second place Rudy, I'm gonna pull her up. Here we go. Now, this is just based on what I'm observing and based on what I think may have placed her. She's great in the back. Like I said, I think she needs to just crop her hair just a little bit. Shoulders are great. Hand position, just be careful. Just be mindful of that. Don't have your wrist showing. Like my one key rule is like have your hands just a little bit where your hips are on, and have them resting on your thighs. Don't have them like too much showing out. But this was a good look by China. I do think she's going to keep improving on this, and in 2025, I do believe that she'll get an Olympic qualification, and she can only learn and keep getting better. I mean, this was her second pro show, and doing well like this, it means that she can probably do very well. And I do believe that she has what it takes to be in those top spots and definitely be winning a lot, especially with the year that she's had from winning the overall at the amateur and then doing 2 national level shows and on her second national level show, becoming a pro and then competing this late in the year, especially with this type of lineup, especially with Olympia level girls. All right. So I just kind of showed you briefly that here's Rudy. Initially, I thought she was going to be somewhere between 4th and 8th, like in that first call out at least, but she impressed me. She improved a lot. She did fix a lot of her mistakes and how she was posing in the physique. Here we go. See, like this looks so much more comfortable and like so much more confident in the posing, but it was like, but I do think that she just needs to maybe twist a bit in her torso, but this is a much better improved package for her. I like that her hair is not on like covering her front, and she did come in a little more fuller. She does have to be careful of her vascularity right here in her arms. Just be mindful of that. Front pose is good for how her foot positioning is good. Let's see, let me see from back. Last showed. Here's her in second here. Much more, like I said, much more relaxed. Right here, it looks like she was pinching her back. I do think that I prefer like her hair just covering her back connector. She's snatched. She's good. She was a little too tight here. Here, she's pretty on point. Just needs to, like I said, relax a bit because it feels like she's a little too tight, just kind of pushing her hips kind of bending forward. So just I get why she's doing that, because she wants to show her tie-ins. She does have tie-ins, but just how she positions herself versus what Jessica looked like, it kind of did put her in that position. But overall, great presentation that she brought. I just feel like I said, almost for everybody, all you can do is just do a couple quick fixes, and that could really help your physique out. So here's our first place winner, Jessica. Love her hair here. Love the iris purple suit. I always said I felt like teal was her color. That's just me. I felt like teal was like the signature Jessica Wilson color. I mean, she won the Masters in this iris purple, so I would stick with whatever's winning. Great look. She always has great stage presence. She's confident in her posing. I feel like in certain shows with certain lineups, the only thing that hurts her is like her upper glute doesn't round out at the top from her lower back down. That's just something like she has, and it's genetics, but she's getting better every year and in every show that she does. And now she's going to be defending her Masters title, and she's qualified for the 5th time. So in her back pose, love the hair here much better. I mean, this was pretty spot on. She is the most balanced from upper to lower body. Definitely on point. Now she just has to be careful, like I said, of her glute fullness. That's just something she has to deal with. But if I showed you what she looked like, here's first, here's second, Rudy. So the 1 point difference, I think she just came in a little more fuller in how she presented her physique. I think if this foot position was just a little more, maybe, I think comparing how it looks, how the distance is here versus how Jessica is. I mean, you have to show a way to extend. She is a taller girl, so it's just how she displays her fullness and how she displays her physique. But honestly, I think this is a really improved, especially when from Iron Games when she did like she did okay, not but I don't think she placed in the show. Maybe I'm wrong. I have to look that up. But then she gets to fourth to getting it to second within a matter of a couple weeks. I do think it's much better. And I do like the makeup look on here versus the other show. I mean, it was just bad lighting there. This is really good lighting right here, especially from pro fitness photos. But you start to see what Jessica has that she doesn't, and just how it's presented. Now, these are all photos, so what happened for the judges is different. Here she is. Here's Jessica. See, like Jessica looks more relaxed in this. Well, she's a little more, tighter in this. Shoulders are great. She doesn't need any more shoulders. Any more, it would be overpowering her physique. But balance from her arms to her going to her waist and going to her to tie-ins to just on point conditioning. She doesn't need to be. I feel like if she gets too lean, too conditioned, she'll get that shredded look. And yeah, I just think a couple fixes there for her. And, congratulations to Jessica. But anyways, that's just my recap of the show. We got 2 shows that I'm going to preview this weekend. They're overseas. One's in Paraguay, one's in China. And then we have nationals. And this Friday, we're going to be recapping we're going to be talking about the Arnold Classic and what we're going to see, and hopefully going into 2025 season. I'm excited for it. I'm definitely going to try to go to the Charlotte Pro and the Pittsburgh Pro. Definitely. I'm considering the Arnold, but I'll just have to see it by then. But until next time, see you guys in the next recap.